Hey y'all, video number 3. My last video was about neuroplasticity, and that was going to be the introduction to the foundation of the brain as we move forward in talking about the workings of neuroplasticity and what is actually occurring in there. So today I'm going to introduce our cognitive control and default networks. Our daily interactions are made up of sensory input and cognitive processing. There are 3 primary cognitive networks, and they relate to 4 sensory and motor networks. In this video, I'm going to talk about just the cognitive networks. I think in the next video, I will talk about sensory motor, and then I will tie them together in my full functional map of cognition that I have described. Okay, so today we're talking about the 3 cognitive networks: the default mode network, the central executive network, and the salience network. I believe I introduced these in my very first video, but I have elaborated on that concept more, expounded on it deeply in writing and such, so I'm going to kind of reestablish the grounds of that first video. So the default mode network is the brain's intrinsic resting state. It's involved in self-referential thinking, mind wandering, memory retrieval, and automatic cognitive processing. So anything that is automated, like I said in my first video, these movements, psychological behavioral patterns, like anything that the brain has mapped as normal, automated, is part of our default mode. Then we have our central executive network, which is cognitive thinking ability. It's a network responsible for goal-directed tasks, problem solving, working memory, and cognitive control. It engages when focused attention and decision-making are required. This is our thinking process. So these 2 networks are related through our salience network. The salience network is our network that detects relevant stimuli. So when it is communicating with our default mode network, it is reaffirming what is known, right? Our patterns of what is known gets reaffirmed when in relation to our salience network. This is our attention and awareness as we scan and look around us. When we see things and our expectation is met, like we are reaffirming our DMN. When we see something that's like, ooh, novel enough to draw my attention, this is now engaging the central executive network and offering an opportunity for more depth of thought, more depth of cognitive processing. These networks communicate with each other all day long. This is what we're doing. We are running on a default mode network all day with our salience network, like scanning everything as it goes, and it's either reaffirming our DMN or engaging higher thought processes. So these are our cognitive control and default networks. These are the 3 systems in our brain. I actually have dubbed this the Psychological Triune Brain Network. I'm writing a paper on this right now. I'm connecting Paul MacLean's Triune Brain observations from like the late 50s, early 60s, which are so important to our understanding of our cognition. And neuroscience, his foundational understanding of the brain has helped us immensely. And so I'm using his term because he was so important. Bruno Dubuc also has been amazing. Montreal, Canada. He has a web page called The Brain from Top to Bottom. It is the most amazing. It is so good and in depth. He's incredible. I'm so grateful for him. But yeah, so my psychological triune brain is the description of these cognitive networks that incorporate all of the lobes in the brain. This is our cognitive network that connects the brain lobes and help us interact. My next video, I will talk about the sensory and motor networks and their relation to the psychological triune brain. And then we'll move forward from there.